Name is Andrea Giolito, and I'm the international brand manager in Milestone, looking after MXGP and MotoGP right now.
What are you showing? What are you showing here that's new with MXGP 3?
Yes, today we are showing the new chapter in the MXGP series. This is the official motocross games together that we developed together with the licensor, who is a new Ustream. And there are pretty new features that we are going to show you. And mainly, we move the new Unreal engine. So we move the production from our own engine, which is called Gem 2 in the previous chapter, to Unreal engine, and this will give us the chance to develop better particle effects, volumetric lighting, but also some more physical effect, like the deformation of the terrain, and that's very, very important because Milestone is specialized in a racing game. We have a lot of know-how in terms of physics, but adapting to a motocross game in terms of physics is very, very tough. So Unreal 4 gave us the chance to explore this new area, and right now the deformation of the terrain are no more just aesthetical, are also physically affecting the gameplay. Also, for the very first time, we introduce, in terms of content, a new bunch of bikes. That's something that the community asked very, very loudly in the past. All of the community, but also the US one. So this means that we introduce also the two-stroke. For the very first time in MXGP games, we do not have only the first stroke, but also the two-stroke as well. There are 10 bikes inside that have been faithfully reproduced as in the reality, and for the very first time are in the game. Also, we have also a new customization. So customizing your experience is something that the players really want to have, and your own experience. So you start from the scratch. You can customize pretty much everything. You can customize your riders, or the outfit, the data of your riders, but also the bikes can be customized from the sponsored library to just a simple color, not affecting the gameplay at all, to changing every single part of the bike, and this affects also the gameplay, like the exhaust port, or the suspension, or the tires, and so on. And this is an improvement because the other MXGP, mainly MXGP2, had 40% less choice in terms of spare parts and data to choose from. So this is really a very nice addition. Also, at the end, is the only one game that is officially licensed for MXGP all around the world.
So speaking of licensed bikes and stuff, talk about how you work with these partners to make these bikes and engines realistic.
Actually, we are working on a different level because it really depends from what you are representing inside the game. If it's a track or bikes or sponsor and so on. So actually, the first step is working with the main licensor, meaning Ustream for MXGP or Dorna for MotoGP. And the second step is reproducing the track, and so this means that you have to work together with the track designer, so people who actually are the designer and of the real track, with the bulldozer, the caterpillar, and so on, that actually create the track, and either with a drone or photo shooting, or in some cases using some other telemetry. Our team of people need to take the reference in order to let the artist to recreate faithfully all of the track, and that sometime need to be done in 24 hours. No, I'm just joking, but very, very with a shorter turnaround, because the track are built by the licensor before the event, so you really need to take the reference in that moment. And also you have to work with the bike manufacturer, and so this means that you need to take a lot of pictures of every single bikes in order to reproduce the geometry of the bikes in a faithful way. Apart of this, you have to create the physics. And the physics is something that is a mix of our historical know-how and the work together with the licensor.
Did Milestone dive into VR at all? Because it seems like this would be a perfect opportunity to experiment with that.
Okay, not for this game. I mean, VR is something that we are investigating. We are investigating a lot, but as far as I know, doing a VR games need to be designed and incorporated from the beginning in the structure. When VR was out let's say in the market, we were way too in a phase too advanced to recreate and rebuild the game from scratch. So we have to understand if the content update is still possible or to incorporate in our upcoming titles.
When does the game come out? What platforms will it be on?
Okay, all platform, meaning PS4 and Xbox One and PC, and in the US, MXGP will be out on June the 20th. So let's say 20 days after the European release at the end of May.